Hello, my name is Ken Riead, and you're watching a video presentation given at the 2017 RESNET conference in Scottsdale, Arizona. What you're looking at in this particular image is the EGM Connect 3D Virtual Trade Show main website. This is part of the platform. This is how people log in and how exhibitors and sponsors also log in. What we're going to want to do, let me enlarge things here. If you want to just attend the show, all you need to do is click on this on this blue segment. Click here as an attendee. There is no charge, so attendees can come in and come and go 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for free. You sign up by putting in an email, a password, your first and last name, what gender you are, so it knows whether to make a male or female avatar for you. And not required, but it's good to put in your company name. And then, of course, the part that proves you're human, sign up. You'll get a confirmation email, which you'll have to answer to prove that this is not a spam sign up. And there we go. But let's go back. What we want to look at, because if you want to have connectivity on this platform, you actually have to be a vendor or some kind of exhibitor, or you can work with a vendor or exhibitor. I'll explain that. Bottom line, though, you have to have more than you can. An attendee can ask questions, can walk through and visit the people at the booths, can get information from the 24-hour virtual assistant in the booths. I'll go into more detail about every one of these as we jump into this. But if you want people to be able to connect with you long term, you need to have a presence on the platform. So let's look at this. So if you want to actually enter the virtual trade show, now I'm going to click on this free to register one more time. You'll notice that it has an exhibitor login, or a registration icon here of orange and a red sponsor registration. Okay, but we've already registered. Let's say in this case you've already registered. You've gotten your confirmation email. You've registered as you want to help out with one of the booths. So you're set up as a part of a vendor. So we click this green section to actually enter the show. And it's going to bring up this box. Now, depending on the speed of your connection, the quality of your internet connection, and other factors, it takes a certain amount of time to see this. But you'll notice that there's an email up here and a password. And then I highly suggest you click the Remember Me box, because that makes it where you can come back to this over and over without having to re-log in. You can also log in with Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, or your Google Plus account. These are good if that's the email you use, but since I use multiple emails to log in, and I think it's maybe a better idea if you are a vendor or you have a registered connection with the platform, you might want to have a unique email for it, so that instead of your typical Facebook account, you might want to create a unique email that you use, so that if emails come to you from the show, you know where they come from. But that's up to you. Anyway, what we want to do, of course, is log in. So here we go. As we go in, we're going to first look at the trade show, and then I'll give you a little overview of the booth. Once you log in, you'll be seeing the auditorium, the smart home on the left, the welcome center on your right. Okay, so in looking at what's going on, I can walk you through the show. But first and foremost, let's talk about how you get around. Your left, right, up, down buttons on your keyboard make it where the avatar can move. If I press the up, he goes forward. If I press the right, he turns. If I press the down, he goes backwards. And of course, left is left. If I hold the shift key down and press this, he goes faster. We'll walk inside this booth while we're going. There's also, if you press a space bar, he sees different views. In other words, a wide angle view or a narrow view, depending on what kind of view you want. Let's try it. Okay, now we're looking directly out of his eyes instead of behind him. I prefer to actually see the avatar as I'm walking around. Then there's also a way to jump, or what they call hyperlink or hyper jump, to either a booth you want to go to, or by clicking into the search, you can search for something like green mortgages. It'll bring up the booth that happens to be going into green mortgages. You click on that, it takes you immediately to that booth. Right now, we're just in the very first right booth, the welcome booth. And let me back up my avatar. And I think you can see, in fact, let's make the view where you can see. We've got a brochure set up here, and brochures for the Welcome Center. So if I click on this, you can see that there's all kinds of PDFs that you can either download or you can put into your trade show bag so that you can come back another time or multiple times, and every time you look at your trade show bag, whatever one of these PDF brochures or documents, white papers, whatever they happen to be, they could even be PDFs of photos, or there's also a way to do images under the product setup, but I'll show you that momentarily. But right now we're talking about brochures. So brochures are PDFs primarily. I think PDFs are the only way it works, truthfully. You might be able to do Word documents, but I don't, because that gets tricky. So PDFs, to me, are the best way to go. You can download them or put them in your show bag. I'm going to put the recovery through retrofit document in my trade show bag. All right, it went in. So now if I click this X up here to go out, and now if I go down here to this orange trade show bag and click on it, and click on brochures, well, there's recovery through retrofit, which came from the Welcome Center, and Homebridge Financial gives me an FHA wind and technology info sheet on mortgages that will pay for the wind or clean energy technology through Homebridge Financial, which is one of the host home sponsors for this trade show, for both the fall show, which has already happened, the fall 2016, and also for this upcoming spring 2017 show. So again, if you want to do something with this document, you can download it directly to your computer. You can get rid of it, or you can go to the booth for Homebridge. Now, I'm not going to jump there right now because we're still in this booth, and I'm going to walk you around for a second. So let's look at our icon again, our avatar. You'll see that there is things on the wall. Let's walk in there. Some of these will not light up until you actually get into the booth. But now we'll go past the brochure. So you can see that this particular image, which is called a poster on the wall, will link to the egmconnect.com website. Now that's different than the egmconnect3d.com, which is this platform. egmconnect.com, which I'll click on here and bring it up, is in fact where the information behind this show is being placed, about the speakers. There's also blog postings and announcements. There's stuff in here yet from the fall 2016 show, simply because we are working right now to finalize all the information, vendors, booths, speakers, presentations, etc., that are going to be in the spring show. One other thing that's probably not gone by unnoticed, but I've had a hard time trying to explain this to people, so I haven't. But since you're at this presentation, I'll explain that I started off the fall show with Energy Green Mortgage Connect. Found out that most people really don't care about financing as much as they care about looking at products. So I made a slight change to the show in the ongoing name format of Energy Green Marketplace, because people want to look at what they want to buy before they talk about how they're going to finance it. I was hoping that they'd look at financing first so they know how much money they would have before they started looking at products and technologies and etc. But human beings being what they are, this is how they operate. Most of them want to have a product to buy before they talk about buying it, what it's going to take to finance it. So we're going to look at this booth a little bit. We can click here for show information. Now I can click on this, it'll take us to EnergySmartInstitute.com, but we've already seen that website, so let's go look around. We have a big classroom picture. Now I'm not going to click on any more of these, just showing you though. Again, we have another show information poster. But what I do want to show you is moving past this and right toward our assistant. Every booth has at least one 24-hour a day, 7-day a week virtual assistant. If you click on them, they give you information. Hi, my name is Virginia. I'm your virtual assistant. If you have questions, we can make your visits here to the EGM Connect 3D Virtual Trade Shows a better experience. Please let us know. Send us an email to com@egmconnect.com. We'll get back to you. There's also a phone number to call. There's also information about us. This is set up through us, so this is actually my address for business. And you'll notice too that if you want to share this on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, your Google Plus account, you can. There's also a bulletin board that gives you updates on what the sponsor or vendor, exhibitor might want to have going on. If they have meetings happening in their booth once a week, let's say every Monday at 2 o'clock in the afternoon from 2 to 4 Central Time in the booth, they man the booth, they talk to people who come in, then you can put that in your bulletin board. And there's also an ability to rate the company, meaning if you feel like they've helped you, you can give them a good rating, and if you feel like the booth needs more information or you haven't heard back from or whatever, you can give them a lower rating. And then it's also important to tell us by sending an email either here or down here, or letting us know that you would like to have the vendor be more responsive, so we can work on that. But I'm going to click on this virtual assistant one more time. You remember this bulletin board located here? That bulletin board is also available all the time. I'm probably facing it and hiding it. I am. It is on the desk next to the virtual assistant. So all you do is click here. It brings up the bulletin board. This is a leftover from the earlier show, but this is one of the messages. Don't miss this. Charlotte Riead will be speaking on Sunday, 8 p.m. Central Time about significant energy upgrades you can do for your home, professionally completed, quality assured, and no out-of-pocket expense, basically using financing and deep energy retrofits or clean on-site technologies. So there's that. Now what I'm going to show you is, let's go to this map. We're going to go to a different booth. Let's pick one out. Well, let's go to the Homebridge Financial. You remember we could go to that by the download into our bag, but if we want to go to Homebridge Financial, we can either click on their name here, or you'll notice, if you can see this, it has 5. We go to the actual trade show floor and see Homebridge Financial is number 5. We click on that, and instantly we are looking at the Homebridge Financial booth. In this case, it's a host home. There's a number of host homes in this first pavilion, primary pavilion for the show, because people who agree to be host home sponsors, they agree to give out generic or general information and not make it all about sales for their company, because the idea is you can come here, learn about, in this case, green mortgages, energy mortgages, other financial options, PACE program funding, anything to do with your funding for, it doesn't even have to be strictly energy related. It can be new home construction funding. Homebridge does it all. That's why they're a sponsor, because you can do both residential and commercial. They have all types of loan programs. So right here, here's an image that kind of is a little hard to read because it cuts across the corner. If we click on it, you can actually see it better. And again, if it's a little hard to read, you can go over here to the right, and there's a scroll system that you can scroll up and make it so you can read it. For some of those signs, posters, or whatever that have a lot of smaller print, you can get in there, and if you want to read it and it's big like this, you can grab it with the hand by just clicking on it, and you can move it around as you read it if you need big print. Anyway, let's get back out of that, and let's turn and look. Now you'll notice too that there's a fireplace in this home. There's extra information. There's another image. And he has brochures, but he doesn't have products. So let's go to another booth that does. Let's go back to the map. Okay, well, I happen to know that the bookstore does have products because they have books. So we'll click on bookstore. Boom. Now backing up, and I'm going to actually walk my avatar out a ways. Over here against this wall, and turn around. You see, this is a platinum booth. It's very wide. And there's also two product cubes floating in the air here. They both have the same information, but you can contact it or get it actually on either side. So here we go. Most of these are books by Dan Chiras, who's written a number of books about energy, as you can see, solar electricity. The newest book, or one of his newest books anyway, is High Performance Off-Grid Chinese Greenhouses. If we click on this, we can download it or look at it. So High Performance Chinese Greenhouses, this is the book itself. And just so you can see this real quickly, if we click here, and for some reason it's making me click twice. Sometimes it goes right into it, other times you have to click that link. But I'll open this up. You'll see that here's the book, Chinese Greenhouses, Off-Grid, High Performance. Here's a little description of the book. If you want to buy one, you can. We're not going to right now, so out we go. Don't need to look at this any longer, but now you see what products look like. And just to bring up one more real quick, let's see. Power from the Sun. Oh no, let's do a DVD set, Off-Grid Aquaponics. So take a quick look at that. And so this is his 4 DVD set that he gives an instructional video set on aquaponics. And you'll notice too that there's an empty column here. If I hover it over, you'll see that it does say there, 3D rotator. However, these aren't 3D rotatable images, so we'll have to go to a different video. Basically, at the end of my presentation, I will show another video, a quick one, that goes over all the different things you can do in these booths. And here's the add to the bag. So if I add this to my bag, close out here, you know the routine now, go to the bag. We don't want to look at brochures, we want to look at products, and there it is. Bookstore. We can preview the item just like we saw it earlier. Actually, in this case, it's a image of the book itself, living comfortably off grid. Of course, again, if you want to read the fine print on the bottom, we can scroll up here. Just move this to where we can see what it says on the bottom of this book, if it'll let me. There we go. Author of The Solar House, The Natural House, The Homeowner's Guide to Renewable Energy, Power from the Sun, and many more. 36 books to be exact. So closing out of here, back to our bag, and there is one other item, analytics. These are analytics for the avatar, not for the booth, but for the avatar. So here I connected and chatted with somebody earlier just for fun. That avatar that showed up instantly, I clicked on it and then edited that out and said hi, and it says that we did talk to somebody in a chat. Otherwise, I haven't exchanged business cards, or I haven't really, well, I have done some brochures. For some reason, it's not showing that here. But bottom line, depending on how this is set up too, we've got business cards sent, accepted, declined. In essence, you can track everything you've done with this. Up here is a web link to an advertiser. And then I'm going to turn and face, in this particular show, from the fall show. This will be modified somewhat for the spring show. You'll notice we have what I call the Road to Sustainability map, roadmap. If I get a little closer, you can read it. It's basically what you need to do in the sequential order for doing a good job of going offline, and that, do you have a residential product in mind? Renovating or building a home can be a puzzle. You need to get an energy audit. You probably can't read these up here very well, but maybe you can, or maybe I can zoom in on them in a little bit. Then don't forget about renewable energy and on-site energy production, green products, smart home. And if you hold your cursor down, your left button down, your main button on your mouse, you can actually have him look up or around. So to see the rest of this, there's another billboard that's just got a couple logos. There's one that talks about smart home, smart grid, home automation, and then we have this last one about financing, energy mortgages, green financing, crowdfunding, which we have crowdfunding in this as well. So if I hit my back button arrow, he'll straighten up and go backwards. And we'll go a little further around the corner here. That again is the Homebridge booth we just went by. On the right hand side, I wanted to point this out. I'm going to go over here by the wall so I can look back. You see, it's kind of like in person. You're too close, it's a little hard to see the whole logo or billboard or banner across the top. But this is a setup for the Energy Smart Institute, where Energy Smart home performance teams, whether you're a new home builder or you have a new home construction team or existing retrofit home, retrofit team, you meet here at certain times to get updates on what's going on, to connect with your team members, to get your find out what work's available and get your schedule figured out. More training can happen here as well, and then of course you go to the website for connecting to the actual courses or to get the certain certifications you might want. Now if I turn back to my left, and I'll speed him up by hitting the shift button, you'll see we're back at the entrance. Now I'm going to go toward the auditorium this time and go inside. From the show, the fall 2016 EGM Connect show, there's some videos. So they were set up live to begin with. Now they're recordings. If I click on this, it'll bring up the recorded versions. So we've got Charlotte Riead, Energy Smart for Lenders and Owners presentation. And she provides an overview for the way forward for private investors and lenders, crowdfunders. The Road to Zero Energy presentation by me, Dan Chiris on Chinese greenhouses, the off-grid zero energy Chinese greenhouses, and Kevin Kennedy presents on healthy homes and how the new certifications can help energy auditors and raters become health home inspectors or evaluators as well. So every one of these comes up as a presentation. I'll click on one of these. You can click anywhere on here basically and it'll bring it up. And this is what it looks like.
Hello, my name is Ken Riead. I'm the executive host of the EGM Connect 3D virtual trade show. I want to say hello to all of you who are in the auditorium right now. It gives me great pleasure to introduce Kevin Kennedy, and now we'll switch over and I'll say hi to him. The sound quality may change, but here he comes. Thank you again for being here. Kevin, can you hear me okay?
I can.
Okay, I've just introduced you to our audience here, so please proceed.
My name is Kevin Kennedy. I'm the Director of Environmental Health at Children's Mercy Hospitals and Clinics here in Kansas City. And we have been involved in home environmental health for now 15, going on 16 years. And I'm here today to talk about why healthy homes matter in the lives of people and some of the new trends in the United States as far as health, housing, and home performance.
Okay, well, I could let this go.
The reason homes matter is because
I'm going to
people
stop it.
experience
You're welcome to watch it in the auditorium yourself. So we go down here, and it's just like a YouTube video. We can stop it. We can go up here and hit the X, log back out, and now our avatar is still in the auditorium. I'm going to back him up, and we'll head out of there. So I'm going to have him look up and around one more time. We're going to go up here. There's the smart home. There's some tall pedestal type pedestal type banners. Where it says EGM Connect, this will be changed to Energy Green Marketplace. Some more vertical banners, and here's where we started out in the Welcome Center. There's my avatar fellow. So we're going to go from here to a new section. This is the new Pavilion information booth, sponsored by Eric Chelsis Energy. This is the when you first come in the front, and you've got the smart home on your left and the welcome booth on your right. All you do is walk to the welcome booth and then turn and look to the opposite side of the walkway. The Pavilion information booth will be talking about the new pavilion that will be in place in about, well, based on the 2017 RESNET show, it'll be available to look at in about 3 weeks, around March 25th. The show starts on April 6th. So around March 25th or thereabouts will be the new pavilion with all the new booths, which we're already setting up. Oh, by the way, I'm going to turn to the right so you can see this. Come on, baby. Why aren't you moving? There's the, for those who haven't seen it, we go up and over here just a little bit for fun, real quick. This will change as well for the new show, but we're going to watch it for a second. We actually have a blimp that goes by that advertises for the show sponsor. We had 3 sponsors of the fall show, so they get to have this blimp go around. Now, you can't actually click on the blimp. It doesn't let you do that, but it does go round and round, and I guess you really haven't seen the outside of this either, which if we go out there, you'll be able to look at the setup. So we'll start with looking to the right as the blimp heads off into the sun, the rainbow sunset here. We've got wind machines. We've got solar panels. And I believe if I run up here and we look over this direction, we even have more stuff. Well, I think I'm running into a roadblock here. Give me 1 second. We'll run over here to the end and look. And there's a whole field of solar panels off in the distance. So, and even another wind machine off to the left, if you can, whoop, see it in the very corner there moving the screen. So this is definitely a green renewable energy efficiency setup. What's nice about this is it was started, this whole online 3D virtual platform was started in Europe, and one of the first shows to happen was called the Brightest Greenest Homes, the Brightest Greenest Buildings, and they set up all this original outside. So I'm just using it for my show right now because it fits really well. Back to the Pavilion information booth. To go in here real quick, you can see there's both products and brochures. And if I get close enough where you can read this, you'll see that we're going to have a showcase, Zero Energy product showcase in the spring show, and then new booths. And last thing to show you about the new pavilion, once you go past this and look to your right, where you see this wall of, let me go over here and turn, where you see this wall of homes and solar equipment on roofs and this EGM Connect, which will be moved and changed to Energy Green Marketplace. There'll be a door approximately where the avatar is standing, somewhere in that vicinity, to go to the new pavilion out that direction. So that's what's going to be new this show, and I expect that there'll be at least 1 new pavilion, or maybe more, every 6 months or so, biannually, whenever we have the next new show. There's a show every fall and a show every spring. And if I haven't pointed this out before, this show, the live show, is done to have a deadline to have new, fresh content, fresh speakers and presenters, fresh booths, the new sponsors, new exhibitors, and we change the theme every time. Last time it was energy mortgages, green mortgages, crowdfunding. This time it is going off the grid. Next fall, I'm not 100% sure what the theme will be yet. It depends on the feedback we get from this show. This Pavilion information booth will actually become a different booth. This is just set up for people to test right now and learn how to set up their booths. So it's got different information in it. And let me turn to the left real quick and see if there's a host home here. Yeah. This is the Clean Renewable Energy Efficiency host home, and I mentioned this earlier. Solar World is thinking about becoming a sponsor as well, so I have their information here. If you are interested in learning how to become a clean energy site assessor, basically an energy smart clean energy on-site power assessor, then we're going to have training and certification for that if there's interest. And so basically, to sum this up for this Solar World and Bob Solger, who represents the Solar Design Group, if you are interested in doing a site assessment for clean energy, coming up with a basic idea of the size of system that would be needed, we send a message off to Solar World, which will trigger a response back from Solar World based on the size of system, and they already have some pre-sized kits available. So you get some pricing back to the homeowner, and then if Solar World sells a system, then there should be a commission or a payment of some kind for the lead. So we're going to ask if this is something that you as an energy auditor or an energy rater would be interested in, A, making some money by doing a clean energy on-site power assessment on a home, become an on-site energy assessor. If you do, then and want to do that, then we will set this up. And basically you get another fee for offering that service as a auditor slash rater. And then if the system sells, you will get some type of lead fee or commission. And that would be based on whatever agreement we work out with Solar World and other SunPower and some of these other companies that are interested in being a part of this show. So it makes it possible for you to go out to the field, do an audit, do a rating. Homeowner wants a solar system or a wind system or something that involves clean energy, which it takes a while to put all this in here. And some of them are kind of nebulous at this point, like fuel cells and all, or a Tesla battery. All possible, though. If they want something like that, we can trigger a response to that particular exhibitor, vendor, manufacturer of that equipment. They can then send back a pricing information to that homeowner, and the homeowner can then come into a booth like this and see if this was, say, a booth that Solar World, in fact, had set up. They'd be able to click on any of these and get information about the solar system or the wind system or whatever it is that they're interested in. And that way they can kind of kick the tires, so to speak, which a lot of people like to do before they buy. So basically this makes it possible to go from an energy audit or rating, get the efficiency information together and the home energy usage information and the load information, all that, since you're doing that anyway. You can also get a clean energy assessment on that home, and then make it to where the people can have a whole package system. And of course, if you know what kind of system they're going to put in and how much energy it saves, it makes it possible to roll all that into the energy rating, so that now we have a larger savings number, which translates into more home value for an energy mortgage or a green mortgage or some of these other innovative package mortgage programs, or even crowdfunding. If all other of these sources are not that interested in a super green deep energy retrofit, the crowdfunding world is getting more and more interested all the time, because to my way of thinking and to a lot of others, what's safer than giving people enough money to make their homes so energy efficient that their energy bills go from $300 or $400 or $800 a month or whatever they might happen to be. Let's say it goes from $800 a month down to $150 because you do an energy retrofit on the house and then you add a clean energy system. So now they're saving, what would that be, $650 a month? Somebody's willing to invest to have that happen, because you've got a homeowner who's happy now and they're saving money every month. They don't mind putting some money back into an extra loan or to roll into a new mortgage. It's a no-brainer.
To customize your booth, you can choose between different structures, colors, furniture layouts, and floors. Next, you may upload images for logos, banners, and posters. In the final customization step, you may upload posters and add links. You may also upload brochures, videos, and product sheets. For each product, you can add the product name, a brief description, and an image. To preview the product sheet, you may click on the preview icon. Finally, you may add your company profile and use the board to post important messages.